We welcome you to the Diamond Jubilee of the passing out courses of the Indian Military Academy of December 1965. In the 1930s, the world economy was struggling, and Britain decided she needed a large, strong military to control her empire, which extended across the world. She therefore decided that the Indian Military Academy would be set up in the western campus of the Forest Research Institute to train Viceroy's commissioned officers for that purpose. The induction of the King's commissioned Indian officers into the Indian Army was thereafter discontinued. Here's a look at the IMA on initial completion. From the iconic Chetwood building, as you looked further northeast, you could see the main building of the Forest Research Institute. The River Tons ran along the northern boundary of the IMA, and all of us remember the many hot hours we spent on the rifle ranges there. Initially, 2 battalions came up in the Collins and Kingsley block. The academic library and other institutes were housed in the Chetwood building. The training area for the cadets was south of Chakrata Road, along with the Dhobi Ghats and the other administrative units which were also located there. Later, 2 battalions' location also came up in Rangarwala and Panditwadi. The northern boundary with the FRI was defined by a small sal forest, which was the turnaround point for our 2-mile run, which started and finished at the Gulab Tikun. As time went by, the golf course, polo ground, and temporary living quarters for a battalion also came up in the areas east of the polo ground. The commandant's bungalow overlooked the Tons River, and the battalion commanders' bungalows were closer to Chetwood. The cadets' mess and cafe came up close to the Collins block, and the administrative entry was along with Phelps on the main Chakrata Road. The main gate from the IMA, strangely, was not at the drill square, but was accessed further down the Chakrata Road and went past the adjutant's bungalow and section hospital. The Indianization of the Indian Army really commenced in 1948, when the British left, and in 1960, the Army had changed a lot. IC-1, Brigadier Bhagwati Singh, had taken the salute at the passing out parade, and the first ICO Commandant, Brigadier M.M. Khanna, MVC, can be seen standing behind him on the saluting base. By then, the colonial period was being pushed into the background, and along with the old company names like Alamin and Imphal. Although they remained, however, the new companies were given names like Naushera and Punch, and the battalions were named after Karyapa and Timaya instead of being named numerically as heretofore. Ours was now a new order where the Ganga Jaisalmer Risala and the President's bodyguard were still on the operational roll. The 1962 Chinese debacle certainly had an effect on the morale of the army. However, by 1962, we had regained our stability. The Centurion tanks and light AMX tanks had already taken part in the 1962 and 1965 operations against China and Pakistan, and were the backbone of the Armoured Corps. Our national pride was pronounced again in 1964 when Lord Mountbatten, the Viceroy during partition, was invited to India as the chief guest on Republic Day. You can see how proudly the ambassador car, then one of the 3 brands of cars manufactured in India was already replacing the conventional imported limousines. On commissioning as cadets, we had first felt the intensity of a military humiliation in 1962. Then, in 1965, as subalterns, we had seen the operational recovery against Pakistan. And then as captains, felt the exhilarating victory of 1971 with Pakistan and the liberation of Bangladesh. In our formative years as majors, we had seen our army's role change from a purely military one to getting involved in the emergent ethnic issues of a diverse Indian republic, and for the first time get involved in internal peacekeeping and prevention of ethnic conflict. Our army during our unit command period was deeply involved in terror and internal security enforcement, including the Golden Temple issue, which was hitherto considered a police responsibility. We saw international terror organizations target the bedrock of our democracy, our own parliament. The fact that as general officers, we were able to kick out the Pakistanis from the Indian territory in a completely unprovoked Kargil crisis shows that we held our nerve and were able to deliver under a glaring international media on our own national terms. We emerged as a steady army, unwilling to buckle under international pressure, a new military leadership, not afraid of demanding a level playing field on the international scene. And now a peep at the 25th of December 1965, the day we were commissioned. Our commandant was Major General Zorawar Singh MC, who got his award in Italy during the Second World War. Our deputy commandant was Brigadier N.L. Kapoor, also MC, who received his award during the operations in Egypt during the Second World War. The adjutant was the iconic Major Bhavani Singh, 61st Cavalry, who came to parade every morning in a two-seater grey Mercedes 190 Sports Coupe. On the 23rd of December, the dinner at the cadets' mess was memorable, as was the prize distribution and commandant's snap with the appointments. 25th of December was a cold, wet day when the commandant escorted the defense minister, Mr. Y.B. Chavan, fresh from the 1965 victory against Pakistan, to the saluting base. The parade went off with the usual military precision, and the Sword of Honour was awarded to AUO Arun Mishra. After a wet parade inspection, the companies marched past in column and listened to the defense minister's address. Thereafter, things brightened up with tea in the Rose Garden. And then the evening dance and pipping ceremony at Chetwood Hall was memorable, with the commandant helping Goel limbo across the finish line. Now, in the twilight of our years, we pause to retrospect on the psyche of a soldier, from the time we started to the cold, rainy winter wet day of 25th December 1965. Did we really achieve what we set out to do? And at the end of our lives, are we satisfied with what we contributed? I will put it across to you in a small anonymous poem which says it all. I'm just a soldier, not a symbol or a cause. I don't want to be a reference point for any policies or laws. I'm just here for service to my country and my team. I came to worship the God I choose and live the Indian dream. Many choose to paint us with a single narrow-minded brush. They can't even see an individual when they are looking for a man to trust. It's really all quite simple to see a soldier's part. Just look at the soldier's uniform and you'll know what's in his heart. What a glorious life it has been. And today, with the shadows of our departed coursemates alongside, let us march across the final portal for the last time.